back another day with the MSA1 server build. So I got rid of the DVD player for now, and I got this little 4-bay enclosure to add so that I can have the ability to add more drives to this one physically. And since I have stuff on the shelf, it makes sense to do so. It's a little Yoda Master. I could have done a 5-bay one, but you know, it happens on eBay. So instead, that's what we have to basically have it so that now we'll be running we are running Trena scale on the MSA1, which is great. I can do AI, I can do, it's running the Plex server strong. We've had no issues, no hiccups, no problems, and this will be a nice little 4 of the 6 4-terabyte drives. Sorry, the 4-terabyte drives will be used. Can't get that thing quite close, but it doesn't matter. For that, so then now we'll have everything set up for success, and that's gonna be pretty much it. UNAS Pro still taking names, kicking butt, taking names. But it is running. I still need to buy a drive for that and be very happy, but pretty stoked with the MSA1 build. It's been solid. We're gonna set up the game server hopefully today when the power cord gets here for the Yoda Master 4-bay enclosure, and we can set up that with the other one piece, and we should be good to go. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. This has been a good little build, very low power. I have to put some smart sensors on to see how much power I'm drawing from them, but for the most part, it's quite nice. I need a little multi-pack to figure out with what I got going on. So with all that being said, until next time, you know, MSA1 is kicking butt and taking names, and I want to talk a little bit about why I chose the MSA1 over the MSO1 or the MSA2, which are both fantastic options. I think that you have to do the PCIe riser cable from there to connect it to a regular GPU, and then you still have to like power said GPU. So I like the option with the eSATA or the Oculink to do the eGPU, because that allows me to put up to, I think, a 4090 in there, which for AI is perfect, or any other accelerator that I'd like. So I have options. I have a RTX 8000 in there now, but the nice part is I can power that with not too much fanfare or anything like that, and it was a relatively easy option to do since it's simple. The other big thing is with the extra stuff that I have going on with the MSA1, you have a lot more flexibility from that perspective. I do wish that it had 10 gig, but those are FSP ports and plus ports, and I'm not a big fan of how hot those run. So it's nice to just have 2.5 gig over a cable. If they had the 10 gig Ethernet ports, that would be ideal, but they don't. So with all that being said, I have plenty of USB ports, USB-C display port, and a HDMI, and I have a lot of different things that I can do with it. So it's solid. It's the AMD platform, so if I ever want to upgrade the CPU, I can. Probably will upgrade to the full 96 gigs of RAM if I'm running the game server with TrueNAS and the Plex and the other piece. Right now I have 64 gigs in, so I'm probably going to upgrade to 96, and once I'm up at 96, I'm in a good spot, because that's pretty much like as close to 128 you can get, and it's pretty great when you look at how much RAM that is, especially DDR4. So I'm pretty excited and happy about this. Yeah, I think this works out. I wanted something that was low power. The other little server, the Dell R6415, which is running an Epic 7401, is with 24 cores, 48 threads, it's great, but it is running at like 200 watts, which is a lot. You know, the MSA1 probably runs at, I have to see, but it's not running maybe running at 50. The card itself, the eGPU, is probably running at 12, some short, and then the other one over here probably running at 20. So, you know, I'm saving a little bit of power there. And it's not like that has to run all the time that way. The Dell R720, the XD that I had, ran at 230 and up all the time, which is fine if you know, are fine with just spending that money on power, but I didn't want necessarily to have that as an issue. So it's nice. MSA1 is newer. The beautiful thing about the GPU on the MSA1 too is it does have a GPU on the die itself. So it's the AMD 8700G. So that's the nice part about that, is being able to actually have a CPU with the GPU on it for things like Plex encoding or transcoding or playing games. I can run that without, you know, really at 1080p, gaming 1080p, without a bunch of issues, which is great. So it just gives me the option to transcode, to use it as a accelerator, to do a bunch of stuff that it's fundamentally very nice. So I'm pretty happy with how this is working out, and I think this is probably the best solution for what I've had in a long time. I just need a jet KVM, which I don't know with all the craziness in the world when I'll be able to get one in the year of 2025, because they have shipping issues. And so I'm hoping one day I can actually have a brand new, nice, simple jet KVM, which would be ideal. So I'm gonna get a couple sensors. I'm probably gonna do a tour, a mid-year tour of like everything that I have in the rack outside of the UNAS Pro and this MSA1 server deal, and kind of go through everything and what the plan is going forward. I've got some fun stuff coming up with the actual little server there itself, the 6415 single slot AMD Epic. So yeah, it's gonna be a good time. So until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. Peace.